Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Betting Insights. I'm your host, Timothy, alongside Sergio again. As always, Sergio, welcome.
Hey everybody, hey Tim.
Yes, welcome back. We were off last week because of the international break, but we are back. Club competition is back, so we are back with our picks. And this weekend, there are some games, a lot of games I really like. So let's not waste any time. Let's get to it. And I have to mention, we made quite a very good start in regards to our picks for this season. So we'll be looking to keeping that up. Now,
And
today,
maybe getting even better. So,
yes, always try for better, right?
yeah.
All right. Today we are starting with the Premier League. First game on the schedule, Southampton hosting Manchester United. Southampton wins set at 4.75. United wins 1.74. Line for the total goals 2.5. Now listen, um, I can't back United with any confidence. So this is not me backing United. This is just me fading Southampton. Southampton is just awful. Give me United for the win. Listen, Southampton, of course, they're still winless. Um, Funny thing, in all of their games, they really dominated possession, but they've only scored one goal so far. So, and that's kind of crazy, but that also really falls into the hands of United. Let Southampton dominate possession. We're gonna defend, and we're gonna score a goal, maybe two, and sneak out with a win. So that's how Ten Hag likes to play. And like I said, it falls into the hands of United. Southampton's playing style. So give me United for a win. And I hate this even more, but one of my favorite bets for the weekend, United wins. Sergio, what are you doing?
I'm not so sure about that. Um, United's game against Liverpool, I think,
Yeah, it was awful.
yeah, awful. And I don't know if you saw De Ligt, one of their defenders, play against Germany, and also against, I think it was
Bosnia.
Bosnia. Yeah, I think that his confidence is a little bit off now. So, and
Yeah, but
I don't
listen,
know.
they won't rely all on the Ligt to defend. United, they will defend like a team. And the Liverpool game, of course, I get it, but still, Liverpool is on a different level. Southampton is nowhere near Liverpool, and Germany, of course, also quality players. Now, the Bosnia game, now I can defend that one, but United will defend good as a team, and they will get the win here. And Ten Hag is of course, he's not a great coach, but usually when his back is against the wall, somehow he finds a way to win. And against a team like Southampton, he should.
I'm going for double chance for Southampton. Yeah, because I only called the Light's name, but I think both central defenders are.
Okay. Although I agree with you, if they lose this game or if they don't win, his seat will get hot.
His seat is hot 2 seasons, so
It's been hot for 2 seasons. But okay. All right. We'll see next week. Let's
yeah.
get to the next game. Next game, Manchester City hosting Brentford. City wins set at 1.22. Brentford wins set at 14. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Now I'm gonna play the over 3.5 goals here. City at home against a team like Brentford. They should be able to score three at least 4 times. Maybe Brentford scores a goal. Not one of my best bets, but the over 3.5 is the play here. Are you doing something?
I'm gonna skip this one. I don't believe there's gonna be so many goals. Just most of the players just came out of the interland break. They also played during the 1.5 week. So yeah, I don't think there will be so many goals. I think City will win, but I'm gonna skip this game.
Okay, like I said, the play for me is the over 3.5. Now I can understand what you're saying. But listen, City has so many quality players. Even if they give it like 50%, they should score easily 3 times against Brentford. So that's why I like the over 3.5.
So we have 2 games to discuss that.
All right. All right. Next up, Crystal Palace hosting Leicester City. Palace wins 168. Leicester City wins 5.5. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, I like Crystal Palace in this game only because I'm not really impressed with what I've seen from Leicester City. I know a draw against Tottenham, that was their high point of the season. If you saw the games after that, not too impressed. Now going on the road against a Palace team that isn't great, but still, they should be better than Leicester City. So give me Palace for a win. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I agree with you for the first time this podcast. Yeah, I'm also going for the Crystal Palace win, but still, yeah, the odds a little bit too low.
No,
For me to
1.68
consider.
is not that low. It's
Yeah,
sneaky.
that's what
It's sneaky good
not at all.
value.
Yeah, yeah, you can put it in somewhere, but I I still think it's too risky to play 1.67. But Crystal Palace win, I agree.
All right. Next up, Brighton hosting Ipswich. Brighton wins set at 1.48. Ipswich wins set at 7. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now, Brighton, a very solid start to the season, even holding Arsenal to a draw. Of course, a very stupid, two stupid yellow cards by Declan Rice, but still, Brighton played very well. And being at home now against Ipswich Town, they should win again, right?
Yeah, sure. And even this is maybe one of the games also that they should win. But I'm still going for maybe a Brighton win and both teams to score. That's I think Ipswich will maybe score a goal.
Yeah, they can score a goal here. Both teams to score is set at 1.72. So both teams not to score 1.98. So obviously they are expecting Ipswich to score a goal here. So that I think you're correct. All right. Next up, Liverpool hosting Nottingham Forest. Liverpool wins 1.26. Forest 12.5. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Now this is low value. So are you playing the over 3.5 here?
No, also not because the same story that goes for the players of City also goes for the players of Liverpool. So yeah, over 3.5. No, it's maybe next week, but this week I think it's a little too early.
I think if you're playing the over, the home game is the spot to do that. Although I understand what you're saying coming from the international break, but if you're gonna play the over 3.5, that's the spot to do it. And Liverpool, they like to attack even when they scored goals. They don't just sit on the goals they've scored. They keep attacking, keep looking for more goals. So I'm not comfortable playing the over 3.5 goals here, but I also won't play the under 3.5. All right.
Okay.
Next up, Fulham hosting West Ham. Fulham wins set at 2.48. West Ham wins set at 3. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, I like West Ham. I know they've already lost 2 games, but one against City, one against Aston Villa. Two good to very good teams, and maybe very good to great teams. Fulham does not fall into that boat. I like West Ham's new coach. I like how they're playing. And so I expect West Ham to get at least a draw here. If you take a draw, it's only 1.57, but I will take the draw and parlay that in the same game with total goals over 1.5. If you do that, you get some good value. So give me that double chance for West Ham and over 1.5 goals for the total game. I can see Fulham winning this game. Are you doing something?
Yeah, I'm actually going for the West Ham win here. So one of my best bets, like the odds at 3. Yeah, very interesting odds. And like you said, West Ham, I think they're at the moment a lot better than Fulham. So I'm going for West Ham win.
All right, we're kind of on a streak of agreeing. Maybe a sign of good things to come. All right, next up, Aston Villa hosting Everton. Villa wins set at 1.58. Everton wins set at 6.25. A line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, Everton, just a complete collapse. Last game before the international break, they were up 2 goals against Bournemouth. Last 10 minutes, Bournemouth scored 3 goals. So their confidence should be shook here, going on the road at Villa Park. Obviously, not a great place to play if you're the road team. So Villa should win this game, right?
Yes, of course, and I'm going for the over 2.5 here. I think that's doable. Everton to score a goal and Villa, yeah, still wins. So
And maybe Villa even scores 3 goals.
yeah, you see. So yeah, I'm going for the over 2.5 at 1.72. Yeah, that's a little bit more like it.
I'm still gonna just back Villa for a win at 1.58. I get slightly lower value, but not that much lower than the over 2.5. And listen, Villa will win this game. So 1.58 versus 1.70, not a big difference. Give me Villa for a win. All right, next up, Bournemouth hosting Chelsea. Bournemouth wins set at 3.5. Chelsea wins 2.06. Line for total goals set at 3.5. Now, speaking of a coach seat who might also get warm or already be warm, Chelsea, are they winning here?
Yeah, of course. No. This Chelsea has to win this game against Bournemouth. Even though it's an away game, yeah, but they still have to win. I'm going for Chelsea at 2.40 odds. Yeah, no, I'm uh, I'm going for Chelsea for the win.
Yeah, I'm also gonna back Chelsea. Just because, like I said, the coach they just have to win this game, like you said. His seat might get warm if he doesn't win this game. Already two actually awful games just before the break, so they should come out here guns blazing. All right, next up, Tottenham hosting Arsenal. Tottenham wins set at 3.25. Arsenal wins set at 2.4. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, maybe the game of the week here. Which side are you going with?
Yeah, I'm I'm going for the home team. Um, I'm going for the home team here. I think um, it's the first game that they lose. Arsenal, the draw against Brighton. I think that the draw against Brighton at home. I think that proved that they are still a team that is not easy to get, but you can still, if you play well,
Yeah, but they played for almost 45 minutes, and maybe if you count injury time, more than 45 minutes, with 10 men. Before that, they were up 1-0, and it seemed like they were going to dominate that game. And of course, Declan Rice just takes a stupid second. Now, the first one was also stupid. The second one, even more, yellow card. So against Brighton at home, they were playing very well. But I kind of agree with you. Going on the road here against Tottenham won't be easy. Tottenham at home, especially after losing to Newcastle United, and now they're playing at home. The coach will demand a response. But I can see Tottenham shutting out Arsenal. So I'm playing the over 2.5 goals here. That's my play for this game. You're backing Tottenham for a win.
yeah, I'm backing Tottenham for a win. London derby, Tottenham at home. That's it's gonna be one of the games to watch this weekend.
Yeah, for sure. All right, next up, Wolves hosting Newcastle United. Wolves wins set at 3.5. Newcastle wins 2.14. Line for total goals set at 3.5. Now, Newcastle United still undefeated. I don't really like how they've played in some of the games, but Wolves even worse. So I'm not sure which side to go here. Probably a game I'm skipping. If I were to do something, I'm gonna back Wolves in an upset because Newcastle United they usually don't travel well, but not a game I'm really looking to bet. Are you doing something?
I would go um, for Wolves. No. I think I would go for Newcastle. This one, yeah, like you said, they haven't lose yet. Maybe a draw, but I don't think Wolves is gonna win this one. So I will just go for the double chance for Newcastle or just the Newcastle win.
All right, that might be the smart play. All right, because Wolves they haven't started the season well, and they shipped 6 goals to Chelsea. And listen, if you lose to Chelsea, you can lose to anyone.
Yeah.
All right, that wraps up the Premier League. Let's get to the Bundesliga. First game, Wolfsburg hosting Frankfurt. Wolfsburg wins set at 2.7. Frankfurt wins set at 2.6. Line for the total goal set at 2.5. Now the odd already tells you how close these two teams are to each other. If I were to play a team here, I would pick Wolfsburg because they're at home and they've shown me a bit more. Even against Bayern Munich, gave Bayern a run for their money. Of course, they won their second game. While Frankfurt, they won their home game, but Frankfurt, they don't travel well usually. So I'm gonna back the home team, but not one of my best bets because, like I said, the odds very close and the teams are very close to each other. So you might see a draw here, and I'm also not comfortable playing the over 2.5 goals. Are you doing something?
Yeah, I would just go for the Wolfsburg win, just like you said, but only because they're playing at home, and they're evenly matched. I agree, almost, but the advantage at home, I think, um, will be the thing that Wolfsburg needs to win. So.
Yeah, the home advantage may and maybe the deciding factor in this game. I agree with you. So, like I said, if I were to back a team, I would back Wolfsburg. Maybe take a double chance for Wolfsburg. That might be the smart play here. All right, next up, Gladbach hosting Stuttgart. Gladbach wins set at 2.9. Stuttgart wins set at 2.28. Line for total goal set at 3.5. Now, Stuttgart, a bit disappointing. Last game, they were up against Mainz, kind of gave that game away. Gladbach, of course, they won the game against Bochum 2-0. And I told you, Sergio, Gladbach would win that game. I told you they would score more than once. You went against me. So, how do you feel?
Yeah, just have to tell you that you were right.
All right. Thank you. All right, now let's get to the game. I like Stuttgart to win this game for all the reasons I mentioned. Stuttgart is the better team, and like I said already in a couple times, I know they lost their top striker Guirassy, but still a very potent offense against a Gladbach team, and isn't Gladbach usually a hostile environment, so not one of my best bets, but I still like Stuttgart. They're the better team. They haven't won yet, so I'm backing Stuttgart for a win here. Are you doing something?
Yeah, I agree with you. Also going for the Stuttgart win. Also one of my best bets this weekend in Germany. Stuttgart win. Disappointing last game, so I think they're gonna want to set things right.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right, let's get to the next game. Hoffenheim hosting Leverkusen. Hoffenheim wins set at 5.5. Leverkusen wins set at 1.53. Line for total set at 3.5. Now, this is a game where now I have to tell you were right. Leverkusen lost their first match after it was like 31, 32 games undefeated in the Bundesliga. Crazy streak. So you were right again on that one against Leipzig. And for that reason, I'm taking Leverkusen in this game. Listen, might even take Leverkusen in a handicap. They win with at least a 2-goal difference. They will be mad. They will be ticked off here, looking to correct things. So give me Leverkusen for the win. Are you doing something?
Yeah, the over 3.5 is an interesting one in this one because, like you said, they want to take revenge for sure. To start, and scoring a lot of goals is one of the ways to do so. So in this one, I would go for the over 3.5.
I kind of agree with you. And Hoffenheim, Hoffenheim should at least get a goal here. I think being at home, and they have an awful defense. So I agree with you. Over 3.5, also a good play. All right, next up, Freiburg hosting Bochum. Freiburg wins set at 1.63. Bochum 5.4. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now my play here is the over 2.5. Just because Bochum has not scored yet, so I expect them to score a goal in this game. But that's kind of the only reason. Freiburg is still the better team. Being at home, I think they will win, but I'm a bit more comfortable playing the over 2.5 goals. And like I told you last time, Bochum's defense not great. And if they score here, we should see the over 2.5 goals. So that's my play. Are you doing something?
This one I'm gonna skip Freiburg. Yeah, it's not a very interesting game for me, and the odds also not that great.
All right. Next up, Leipzig hosting Union. Leipzig wins set at 1.48. Union wins set at 6.75. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, Union on the road against a team like Leipzig, no other way than to pick Leipzig for a win, right?
Yeah, a Leipzig win and both teams to score, I think. I think the last game Leipzig, of course, won against Leverkusen. Usually when you do something like that, yeah, the next game's a little bit.
Yeah, but we had the international break in between, so that kind of changes and things up. It's not like it's right and it's the next week. Um, and I'm not sure both teams score in this game because Union not a very high scoring team. They could, but I would just take Leipzig for a win. Like I said, Union not a very potent attack.
Yeah, yes, I know, but maybe just I feel like there's a goal
Yeah, like they coming off in a high,
yeah,
letting their guard down. Union scores a goal.
yeah.
Obviously, that can happen, but I won't bet my money on that one. All right. Next up, Holstein Kiel hosting Bayern Munich. Kiel wins set at what at 11. Sorry, Bayern Munich wins set at 1.24. Line for total goal set at 3.5 now. Um, Bayern Munich, obviously they can they can go crazy and score a lot of goals. So are you taking over 3.5 goals here?
Yeah, maybe, and maybe even over 4.5, but I'm not gonna go that far. The over 3.5, still a little bit too low and yeah, a little bit too risky for me because Bayern München, maybe after they score 2 goals, they say
Take off for
it's
the
enough,
yeah.
coming from an interland break, and not not spilling too much energy, and so I would I'm also gonna skip this one.
All right. Next up, Augsburg hosting St. Pauli. Augsburg wins set at 2.10. St. Pauli wins set at 3.5. Line for the goal set at 2.5. Now I'm gonna back Augsburg here. Neither of these teams has really been great and made a great start to the season. But at least Augsburg has shown some things. They've scored, picked up a draw against Werder Bremen. That was at home, scored 2 goals. But then again, they got waxed by Heidenheim 4-0. But St. Pauli also lost to Heidenheim at home 2-0. Lost to Union Berlin 1-0. So they haven't scored yet. So I'm backing Augsburg for a win. They have showed me a little bit more. Not one of my best bets, but that's the way to go here. Are you doing something?
Yeah, and also because they're playing at home, I'm gonna back Augsburg also for a win. And interesting odd.
All right. Next up, Mainz hosting Werder Bremen. Mainz wins set at 2.04. Werder Bremen wins set at 3.65. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Mainz is not heavy, but kind of relatively heavy favorite in this game. 2.04 versus 3.65. I don't think they're that much better than Werder Bremen, even if they're playing at home. So this line kind of stinks for me. I'm skipping this game. Are you doing something?
Yeah, also skip. It looks like a draw with one. Maybe that's the way to go. Just to try a draw here. But I don't. I can't back none of them for a win actually.
All right, we agree there. Next up, I'm sorry, that wraps up the Bundesliga. Let's get to the Eredivisie. Next game, Twente hosting Zwolle. Twente wins set at 1.33. Zwolle wins set at 10. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now Zwolle just also a bad start to the season, going on the road against Twente, the far better team, and the odds tell you that. So Twente should win this game, right?
Yeah, I'm going for a turn to win. Of course, they haven't won in 3 games, so I think against Zwolle is a good way to start again. Zwolle, of course, won the last game against Heracles. yeah, that's not a difficult game actually. So Twente, definitely Twente for a win.
All right, next up, PSV hosting NEC. PSV wins set at 1.14. NEC wins set at 23. God damn. And line for total goals set at 3.5. Now, last time PSV was also hosting Go Ahead Eagles. I think the line for the total goals was like 4.5, and we told you guys take the under because they had already scored 7 times against Almere City. But still 10 goals in 2 games, so can they keep that up here?
Yeah, yes, against NEC, yeah, I think NEC is not the team they were last season. Yeah, for now. They won against Fortuna and Zwolle, I think.
Yeah, and they
Yeah,
scored 3 goals against Fortuna.
yeah, scored 3 goals against Fortuna, yeah, but it's still Fortuna. I don't think PSV is gonna score as many goals as they did the last few games, but they're still gonna win.
Yeah, but 1.14, kind of low value, so you want to stay
Yeah,
away from that.
no,
But
definitely.
would you rather take the over or the under 3.5?
Um, I would go for the under 3.5.
All right. All right, next up, Groningen hosting Feyenoord. Groningen wins set at 7. Feyenoord wins set at 1.49. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, listen, Groningen, great story. But as we saw last game against Almere City, there's still some work to do. And also against Alkmaar, they kind of were dominated in that game, even though they were playing at home. Only had 1 shot on goal. Well, Alkmaar had 12 goal attempts. So I don't think they're keeping Feyenoord scoreless in this game. Give me Feyenoord for a win. Or are you doing something?
Yeah, 2 draws in a row for them. I'm still not that sure about Feyenoord. I'm gonna.
Groningen hasn't lost yet, right?
Yeah, no, Groningen hasn't lost yet, and that's the thing here. I would just go full risk here and just go for a double chance, Groningen. That's
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
yes, I know, but I am just getting that feeling again that this is gonna be one of the surprises of the weekend.
Obviously, they're a good team, so capable of pulling off an upset. But I think Feyenoord is the far better team. And like I told you, the last 2 games for Groningen not great, especially against Almere City. Like I said, against Alkmaar, just 1 shot on goal. And also one thing to keep in mind, Feyenoord, they had 2 weeks off because they didn't play the weekend Almere City played against Groningen. So Feyenoord, 2 weeks of rest. I know some of their players played during the international break, but still, good rest, coming off rest. I like Feyenoord in this spot.
Yeah, but Groningen, the team is still better than Sparta or Willem II, and Feyenoord had a lot of problems with those 2 teams, and they didn't even win against them. So Groningen at home,
No, I'm not
not
sure.
gonna be easy.
I'm not sure Groningen is better than Sparta. Sparta's kind of catching fire, but we'll get to that. All right, next up, Breda hosting Fortuna. Breda wins set at 3.05. Fortuna wins set at 2.38. Line for total goals set at 2.5 now. Heard you 2 weeks ago, you were very high on Fortuna, but if I heard you in a couple of games ago, you said, oh, they're still Fortuna. So kind of you're kind of low on them again.
Yeah, I think they showed their weak spot, or maybe even why they're a team that usually fighting for or against relegation. So, but against NAC, they had a few disappointments.
They only had 1 high point of the season, and that's the championship, which they won against Ajax. And if
Yeah,
you look at and if you
the
look at all
championship
the
games.
yeah, and if you look at all the other games, they just got waxed. So I can't see them winning against Fortuna. I can't see them scoring a goal. So I'm going with the over 2.5 goals. But I kind of have the feeling you like Fortuna in this game.
Yes, of course. I would go for a Fortuna win. What happened against the NEC, was it?
Yeah,
The day lost, yeah, yes, the last game. Yeah, that was
wake up call.
something that they will, try to forget with the win against Breda.
All right. Next up, Alkmaar hosting Heerenveen. Alkmaar wins set at 1.42. Heerenveen wins set at 8. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now Heerenveen, first win against Breda, 4-0. Just waxed them completely. AZ's been playing well, still not lost, but kind of had trouble scoring. In 3 of the 4 games, they scored 1 goal or less. Against Groningen, they were completely shut out. So I'm not too confident backing AZ here. So I just still think they're better team. So I won't back Heerenveen, but I'm gonna skip this game. Or you not doing something?
I would go for the over 2.5 or the a double chance Heerenveen. Yeah, like you said, I can back AZ completely, and I think that Heerenveen van Persie maybe found something. So I would.
And Heerenveen's been playing well since the start of the season. I know they lost against Ajax, but played very well in that game. A draw against Utrecht, but still 64% ball possession, 21 goal attempts, 7 shots on goal. They should have won that game. And of course, they won against Breda. So they're playing very well. I wouldn't go against them. So a double chance for Heerenveen might be a good play here.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Sparta hosting Go Ahead Eagles. Sparta wins set at 2.04. Go Ahead Eagles wins set at 3.8. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, Sparta, also they haven't lost yet, but only 1 win. Draw against Twente, draw against Feyenoord. Well, Go Ahead Eagles, I know they won 1 game against RKC, but that's also the only game they've scored in. And all the other games completely shut out, lost and very convincingly. And I think the same will happen here again, especially on the road. So just give me Sparta for a win. Are you doing something?
Yeah, Sparta win one of the better bets. Yeah, to put your money on this weekend. Sparta win, definitely.
All right, we agree. Next up, Willem II hosting RKC. Willem II wins set 1.84. RKC wins set at 4.4. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, already mentioned RKC just in 1 game ago, and they lost against Go Ahead Eagles. But that's just one of all of the games they lost.
Yeah.
RKC,
Yes.
just a very bad team. Not too high on Willem II, but I think they're the better team. So I would back Willem II. Definitely not backing RKC. So what are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm also gonna back Willem to this one. RKC, they also have a lot of problems with players. So players not that happy, and yeah, usually that doesn't.
That doesn't bode well.
They don't do well on the pitch that way.
All right. Next up, Heracles hosting Almere City. Heracles wins set at 2.3. Almere City wins set at 3.35. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, I know we just spoke about RKC being bad and Go Ahead Eagles also being kind of bad. Also Breda. But Heracles and Almere City just might, be the 2 worst teams in the Eredivisie. So not a game I'm really looking to play. Are you doing something?
Yeah. Maybe the over 2.5, because I think that there will still goals be scored. Maybe a draw, 2-2 or something like that. But I would go for the over 2.5. I think that's the safest way to go.
I'm not trusting in either of these teams to score goals, but you may be right. All right. That actually wraps up the Eredivisie for the weekend. The game Ajax Fortuna got moved, so we're gonna skip that one. Let's get to La Liga. First game on the schedule, Mallorca hosting Villarreal. Mallorca wins set at 2.38. Villarreal wins set at 3.35. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, listen, I know Mallorca's playing at home, but why are they favored? What Villarreal's been better since the start of the season. Why is Mallorca favored? So
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe because they won their last game against Leganes. I don't know.
yeah. All right. Congratulations. All
Maybe
right.
that's the reason. And Villarreal had a draw after 2 wins. You never know,
Villarreal
man.
has made a very good start to the season. Now, one thing notably, their defense still leaky. So Mallorca should score a goal here, I think. So I'm gonna play a double chance for Villarreal and total goals over 1.5 for the game. That will give you some good value. I can see Mallorca winning this game. Villarreal will at least get a draw because they will score goals. Not sure Mallorca keeps up. Maybe they can. Like I said, Villarreal's defense is a bit leaky, but they're not winning this game. So give me that same game parlay. Are you doing something?
I'm hesitating against maybe just a Villarreal win or over 2.5. But just like the game Heracles, I would go for the over 2.5. I feel that's the safest way to go.
Like I said, Villarreal's defense a bit leaky, so you might be right on that one. Next up, Espanyol hosting Alaves. Espanyol wins set at 2.8, Alaves 2.9. Line for the total goal set at 1.5. And if you've been listening to this show, we don't like those games. We're not expecting goals. I'm skipping this game. Are you doing something?
Yeah. Also, I'm also going to skip this one. It's definitely a draw in the end.
Yeah. The lean is just a very soft lean is towards Alaves because I think they're the better team, but listen, we're not expecting too many goals in this game. All right, next up, Sevilla hosting Getafe. Sevilla wins set at 2.25. Getafe wins set at 3.85. Line for total goals, again 1.5. I think that's fair. Sevilla, what's happening with them? I don't understand. But being at home, this is your chance to win a game. Um, maybe a lean, a little bit more than a soft lean, just a complete lean towards Sevilla because they're at home and they just have to win this game. But I don't trust them. What are you doing?
Yeah. No, I'm going for Sevilla. If they don't win this game, they're gonna have a problem this season. So this is this is definitely the first game they need to win. Because if they lose this one, I don't see other team that they're gonna be able to win from. So I would just go for the Sevilla winning.
All right, I agree with you. Next game, Sociedad hosting Real Madrid. Sociedad wins set at 5. Madrid wins set at 1.75. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Real Madrid, kind of disappointing to start the season. They haven't lost yet, but 2 draws one against Las Palmas, one against Mallorca, both away teams. So I can understand why the odd is at 1.75. But listen, you won't get too many games from Real Madrid with the odds set at 1.75. And Sociedad has not been great. They have trouble scoring only. They haven't scored more than once in either of their games. So give me Real Madrid for a win. They will be up. They're hearing the critics. So listen, man, 1.75, very good value for Real Madrid. Give me Real Madrid for a win. What are you doing, Sergio?
I agree with you, but I also think Real Sociedad will score a goal.
That's possible. That's
Yeah,
possible.
so I'm going for the over 2.5 at 1.96. Yes, or Real Madrid maybe scores 3 goals. So I would go for the over 2.5. Yes.
All right.
I
Next up,
think this is the easiest over 2.5. I think.
probably. Sorry to cut you off. All right. Next up, Celta hosting Valladolid. Celta wins set at 1.7. Valladolid wins set at 5.1. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, Celta, very good to start the season. I know they lost back-to-back games, but listen, man, if you look at Valladolid's record, of course, they lost 7-0 against Barcelona. 0-0 against Valladolid, 3-0 against Real Madrid. So take your guess. They have trouble scoring goals, while Celta, they don't. Scored, like I said, they lost back-to-back games, but still they scored 5 goals and over the last 2 games. Also scored 3 goals against Valencia in the opener. So Celta will score, and I'm pretty sure Valladolid can't keep up. So give me Celta for a win. One of my best bets. Are you doing something?
Yeah, I agree with you in this one. Celta win or over 2.5. I think both are definitely possible ones, but in this case, the safest one would be a Celta win.
Yeah. All right. Next up, Girona hosting Barcelona. Girona wins set at 4.2. Barcelona wins set at 1.82. Line for total goals set at 3.5. Now, both meetings last year, 6 goals in each of them. Girona won both games 4-2. I know they were different teams, so can they repeat that performance?
I don't know. I think maybe it will be the first game that Barcelona loses this season. No, that's what it feels like. Girona, not the same team as the last season, yeah, but still, I think when you play against Barcelona, might be something else. So
Yeah, and Girona back-to-back wins, 4-0, 2-0. And listen, Barcelona, I know they won 7-0 against Valladolid, but aside from that game, they really had they kind of had trouble winning the other games. Like I wouldn't call it lucky, but maybe fortunate. All the 3 in the previous games they won 2-1. So not that convincingly. Give me also Girona for an upset, but I'll take the double chance set at 1.98. Still good value, so give me double chance for Girona.
yeah, maybe even the over 3.5. Both teams, score a lot. So yeah, I would go for the over 3.5 or a double chance Girona.
All right. Next up, Las Palmas hosting Bilbao. Las Palmas wins set at 3.7. Bilbao wins set at 2.12. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, Las Palmas, kind of the Breda of the Eredivisie, picked up a draw against Real Madrid. Celebrated that like it's the championship because they haven't won yet. They lost against Leganes, lost against Alaves in the last round. And Bilbao, they haven't started great, just 1 win against Valencia, but kind of a rough stretch. Lost against Barcelona, also lost against Atletico Madrid. 2 very good to great teams, maybe both great. And Las Palmas not in that boat, so just give me Bilbao for the win. Are you doing something?
Yeah, I'm also going for the Bilbao win here. This is also one of the games that they have to win. Yeah, after a few difficult ones. So yeah, just I'm going for the Bilbao win. Over 2.5. Las Palmas maybe a goal, and Bilbao will win this one. So over 2.5,
Not
about the
really
same.
trusting Las Palmas to score a goal here, but they could. All right, I'm just taking Bilbao for a win. I think the value is high enough at 2.12.
Yeah.
All right, next up, Atletico Madrid hosting Valencia. Atletico Madrid wins set at 1.4. Valencia wins set at 9. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, Valencia, a very rough start to the season, but going on the road against Atletico Madrid, I think they will have to wait a little bit longer to get some points, right?
Yeah, I agree. Atletico Madrid at home. I don't think it's the game for Valencia to expect nothing more than maybe to look to not to get too many goals against them. So over 2.5 maybe, but I'm gonna skip this one.
All right, that wraps up La Liga. Let's get to Serie A. First game on the schedule, Como hosting Bologna. Como wins set at 3.05. Bologna wins set at 2.5. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Also kind of a game, I'm not expecting too many goals. Como has just scored 1 goal across 3 games. Bologna scored twice. I still think Bologna has been playing well, but they have trouble finding the net. So not too confident they will score enough to win this game. But I do think they'll get at least a draw. So double chance for Bologna is my play. Are you doing something?
Yeah, no, but Bologna has to win this game. So I would, uh, I would just go for a Bologna win in this one. No, against Como, I think this is the first game that they're gonna have to win, convincingly. I'm going for a Bologna win here.
All right. Good value, great value actually. And, like I said, I think they're the better team, so a win quite possible. All right, next up, Empoli hosting Juve. Empoli wins set at 5.1. Juve wins set at 1.76. Line for total goal set at 2.5 now. This is also a line, I think it's kind of sneaky. 1.76 for Juve against Empoli.
Yeah, yes.
This man, Empoli, I know Empoli's undefeated, but this man, 0-0 against Monza. Very, very lucky win against AS Roma. And then a 1-1 draw against Bologna, where they didn't play well at all. 32% ball possession, just 2 shots on goal. Listen, man, that won't cut it against Juve. Give me Juve for a win. Are you doing something?
Yeah, one of my favorite bets this weekend, Juve win against Empoli. Yes, Juve all the way this one.
All right, we agree. Next up, AC Milan hosting Venice. AC Milan wins set at 1.29. Venice wins set at 10.5. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, either way, low value. Milan wins 1.29. Line for total goals 2.5. So over 2.5 set at 1.53. So I'm skipping this game. Are you doing something?
Yeah, also a skip for me. A little bit too low.
All right. Next up, Genoa hosting Roma. Genoa wins set at 3.15. Roma wins set at 2.38. Line for total goal set at 2.5. Now, last year, when Mourinho got fired, we said that it was a mistake, but it seemed like De Rossi was doing a great job. Not so much this season. So was that just a new coach bump? What's happening?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I think just like in the case of Sevilla against Genoa, this is the chance that they need to get to actually win. No, because against Empoli, I think that was a real also, but they lost that one. So yeah, I would say it's a second chance for them against Genoa. Only problem is it's an away game, so it won't be that easy. But still, this is the game that has to be the turning point for them.
Yeah, and it seemed like they were very cautious. And in their last game against Juve, 0-0 draw. I think both teams were kind of cautious, but Roma especially didn't want to lose that game. And of course, you don't want to lose any game, but still, I kind of agree with you. They have to win this game. For me, it's just a lean towards Roma because I'm not sure where they are at the moment. All right. Next up, Torino hosting Lecce. Torino wins set at 1.81. Lecce wins set at 5.2. Line for total goals set at 2.5, but the over 2.5 is set at 2.43. Under 2.5, 1.56. So quite possibly it goes under. And listen, Lecce, they won against Cagliari, 1-0. But listen, man, that wasn't a great game. Barely had any ball possession. I know they received a red card, so kind of unfortunate for them. But if you look at the other games, quite dominated by Inter and Atalanta. So 6 goals across this game, across those games, 0 scored. Now Torino obviously not as good as Atalanta and Inter, but Torino at home should win against Lecce, right?
Yeah, Torino at home. I may be even looking at the over 2.5. Yeah, at 1.43. At 2.43. Sorry. Yeah, it's also a lot. But I think still the safest one would be to go for a Torino win. 1-0 is in the air.
Yeah, it's definitely in the air. All right, next up, Atalanta hosting Fiorentina. Atalanta wins set at 1.86. Fiorentina wins set at 4.2. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, Atalanta, not a very good start to the season. Just got waxed by Inter in the last meeting, 4-0. The game before that, lost to Torino. While Fiorentina, they haven't won yet, but also haven't lost yet. So kind of crazy. Both teams can score. I think will score in this game. So I'm taking the over 2.5. Or are you doing something?
Maybe both teams to score and Atalanta win. I would go for that one. Both teams to score and Atalanta win. That's the way to go. I believe Atalanta is gonna win this one.
Yeah. All right. Next up, Cagliari hosting Napoli. Cagliari wins set at 4.1. Napoli wins set at 1.88. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, again, a line that's kind of fishy. Napoli 1.88. I don't like what's happening at Napoli at all, right? So, like I told you already, I don't like the players they've acquired. I don't like how the coach has handled things. But listen, Cagliari lost last game. They lost to Lecce, and Lecce played with 10 men. Still, they were not able to break down Lecce. So I'm not sure how they're gonna break down Napoli and score enough goals to win this game. Like I said, I just don't like the vibes in Napoli. So I have a tough time backing Napoli. Or are you doing something?
I'm gonna back Napoli with a over 2.5. So I think they'll win, and there will be maybe 3 goals scored this game, but not all 3 for Napoli. But still, I'm going for a Napoli win, and over 2.5 also very interesting.
Yeah, you would really have to rely on Napoli for the over 2.5. Cagliari 1 goal across 3 games, and like I told you, against a 10-man Lecce, still failed to score. So, kind of spells trouble. So, my play would be just Napoli for the win, but like I already said, I don't like the vibes. All right, next up, Monza hosting Inter. Monza wins set at 8. Inter wins set at 1.42. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, Monza, kind of a shock draw. Not really that shocking, and against Fiorentina 3-3, because they had failed to score goals in the previous games. But against Inter, won't be much of a fight, right?
No, and over 2.5, the way to go. 1.7, interesting odds. Inter will win for sure. I don't think Monza's gonna maybe score a goal. So, but the over 2.5 is still the way to go for me in this game.
All right, next up, the Monday games. Your favorite thing, Sergio? Parma hosting Udinese. Parma wins set at 2.4. Udinese wins set at 3.05. Line for the total goals set at 2.5. Now, Parma, they kind of impressed. I know they lost the last game against Napoli, but they were up until they received the red card, and Napoli just scored 2 goals in injury time. So I kind of like where Parma's at. While Udinese, no, they haven't lost yet, but they've not really played that well. They like to defend. It might cause some trouble for Parma here, but I still lean towards Parma. Or are you doing something?
With me, it's the other way around. I lean towards Udinese, but still, Monday game. I think it will be a draw, honestly. So if one of the teams win, it's gonna be over 2.5 because both teams are gonna score for sure. So I would just go for a draw here. I think it's gonna be a draw.
All right. Next up, Lazio hosting Hellas Verona. Lazio wins set at 1.6. Verona wins set at 6.1. Line for total goals set at 2.5. Now, Lazio, they haven't won in back-to-back games. Last game against AC Milan, kind of a competitive game, 2-2 draw, so not a bad result. Lazio at home, usually very good. so they should win against Verona here. I know Verona kind of in a two great games, 3-0 against Napoli and a 2-0 road win against Genoa, but now going on the road again against Lazio, kind of a tough spot. So not backing Verona here. Or are you doing something?
Yeah, no, I'm not I'm not backing Verona here also. It should be a Lazio win in this one. Over 2.5, maybe a little bit too much. I'm just gonna go for the Lazio win.
All right, we agree there. That wraps up Serie A, and that should wrap up the show. We kind of skipped one game in La Liga, the Monday game, Rayo hosting Osasuna, but spoiler, I don't have a bet in that game. Line for total goals again 1.5, and Sergio, I also don't think you have a bet in that game, right?
Yeah, no.
All right.
All
All right, so that wraps up the picks and the leans for this weekend. And a quick recap for our best bets. I have Manchester United for a win, a double chance for West Ham, and over 1.5 goals for the total game. Same game parlay. I have Sparta for a win, Villarreal double chance, and over 1.5 goals. Real Madrid for a win, Celta for a win, and Athletic Bilbao for a win. What do you have, Sergio?
Yeah, I have, of course, West Ham for a win. Aston Villa versus Everton over 2.5. I have Chelsea win, Wolfsburg win, Stuttgart win, Fortuna, Sparta, and Real Madrid over 2.5.
And I'm also gonna add two picks that not my best bets. Although I do think they will win. Leverkusen will win, obviously. So I really like that one. And Stuttgart winning against Gladbach, also a game I really like.
Yes,
All
and
right.
don't forget, of course, don't forget Juventus and Napoli. Also one of the two that.
Yeah, interesting game, yes, with good odds. All right, we agree there. All right, that wraps up the picks and leads for this weekend. And like we always say, guys, bet smart, bet with your head, set your limits, and stay within your means. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Yeah, have a great weekend, everybody.